Hi everyone, and welcome to your practice today. Today we're practicing at Matauri Bay in the north of New Zealand. And I just left Keri, where I stayed with some new friends that I was connected with. Their names are Leonie and James, and they live in a tiny home. And I was just so inspired by their philosophy for life, and that's going to play into our theme of today's practice, which is the Tao. So the Tao is actually not from yoga philosophy, but you'll find a lot of these Eastern teachings all kind of meld together so well. And it was almost like the universe was trying to gift me this teaching of the Tao. And essentially the Tao Te Ching is this very mysteriously written piece of work from Lao Tzu, and I was reading a version that Leonie in Keri had that was translated by Ursula Le Guin. And I'm going to start our practice today with a quote from the Tao. It says, "Wise souls, leaving self behind, move forward, and setting self aside, stay centered. Why let the self go? To keep what the soul needs." And I'm going to sprinkle these little quotes in throughout our practice today. And the meaning I'm trying to convey through these quotes is that when I was staying with Leonie and James, I was just filled with such a sense of the fact that when we relax into the flow of nature, when we're no longer trying to force what is not working, when we're not living our lives as though we're constantly forcing everything, and it's so I feel like this is something that I've struggled with a lot, is I would live my life from this place of really trying very hard and always thinking 9 steps ahead and getting really anxious about things I'd planned. Whereas it was really clear that Leonie and James had created a life where their days were slow, their days were full of meaningful work, but it wasn't something that they were having to force constantly in a state of tension. And Leonie was sharing with me her philosophy for travel and how she never forces any sort of itinerary. She travels slowly, and she really allows things to just organically unfold the way they're meant to. And I just really enjoyed that, and I thought it aligned really deeply with this philosophy of the Tao Te Ching. So we're going to be doing a flow class today, a gentle flow to get into your body. And without further ado, let's get started. So just find your comfortable seat and take your hands on the knees. You can create a mudra by taking your thumb and first finger together, and just allow your shoulders to relax away from your head, taking a moment to breathe. Notice that your breath is becoming a bit deeper. Notice the stability of the ground beneath you. And I'm going to read another quote as you breathe from the Tao Te Ching. "The unwanting soul sees what's hidden, and the ever-wanting soul sees only what it wants." So as we begin today, just reflecting on these subtle teachings from the Tao Te Ching about letting things be exactly as they are and surrendering to the flow of what is. So cultivating this feeling of flow just by noticing the sensation of your breath, maybe noticing the temperature of your breathing. What temperature is the air on your skin as it flows in and out? Really allowing yourself to land for your practice, allowing your shoulders to relax, your face to relax, and just checking in to see how can I allow myself to be here in my body for my practice today. And let's come into a standing position. We're gonna do some stretching up to the sky. So we're gonna take our feet to hip-width distance apart. And as we inhale, reach the hands up, come onto your tiptoes, and take your fingers together and push the backs of your knuckles towards the sky. Take a really big stretch to the sky. See if you can balance on your toes. And then come down. Allow your heels to land on the ground. Inhale, lifting up, pushing the knuckles to the ceiling, to the sky if you're outdoors like me. And then coming down. Take a big circle with the arms all around. Inhale, lift up, push the backs of the knuckles to the sky, reaching higher, and lowering down, heels land to the ground. Let's do that again. Lifting up, see if you can reach as tall as you can, making yourself as tall as possible. And coming down. If you fall down, it's all right. It's more just about the balancing and trying out your best, and then stretching your spine really long. So why don't we do that just one more time? Lifting up, pushing up, taking yourself as tall as you can go, stretching yourself tall and down. And we're now going to do some twisting, some really gentle twisting. So just twisting to the side, taking your feet and grounding them into the earth and turning around so your left hand comes behind your back, your right hand in front of you. And then you can begin to swirl from side to side. So I don't know about you, but often you can kind of feel the flow of the way of the day. You can control it to a point, but we can't really force our day to flow in a direction that it's not meant to flow. So just feeling that flow into your spine and thinking, what is my intuition guiding me towards today? Or if you're doing this at any time of day, just what am I being guided to trust in today? Can I just accept what I'm going through? Can I just allow the flow of what is to be what is and not resist it and just come around? And we're just going to hold it on this one side. So turn and hold, keep your feet stable. And then come the other way, twisting around. See if you can look around to the back. And then maybe a few more of those, just swirling around. Because what I'm trying to say here is, we often spend so much energy just trying to make the day be something it's not. So what would it look like for you today to just allow your day to flow in the direction, in the stream that it's flowing? And we can steer it, but we can't change the river's flow, because that's not in our hands. So let's just land back in our feet and let's do some side bends. So we're going to take our pointer fingers up forward, come up to the sky, and just turn to the side, gazing up under this left arm, twisting to the side. See if you can keep your feet stable as you gaze up under the arm. And then other side, just turning the other way, gazing up under the arm. And coming back, release. Just notice any changes in the body. Just allowing the feet to land again. Let's do that again. Coming up and just turning over to one side. And the other side. And coming back up and release the arms. We're now going to come to the front of our mat. I've got quite a lot of sand on my mat. I'm going to brush it off. There we go. So let's come to the front of our mat, grounding the soles of our feet into the earth. And as we inhale, extended mountain pose, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold, bow. Allow yourself to relax towards the mat. As you inhale, take a halfway lift, pushing your hands to your shins. Ground the hands and step back to high plank. Pushing the earth away, find a long line from the crown of your head to your heels. And we're going to bend our knees and lift our hips high to the sky, finding downward dog. Take a moment to pulse each heel down towards the earth. And then walking the feet towards the hands, rolling up, extended mountain. Hands to your heart, exhale. Inhale, extended mountain. Forward fold, bow. Inhale, halfway lift. Pausing, take a moment to feel that stretch in the hamstrings. And now ground your hands, step back, high plank. See if you can dome the shoulders up towards the sky. And bend the knees, lift the hips up, downward dog. Again, pulse the heels down towards the earth. Whew. We're going to look to the front of the mat and step our right foot to the front of the mat, lowering our left knee to the ground. And coming up into our low lunge. Feeling this stretch, we're going to take our hands to the upper thigh and just push forward to feel a nice stretch here. Breathing in, breathing out. And something I've been thinking about lately is when something's going wrong for me, something a bit difficult, I look back at all the other times in my life where things that have gone wrong have actually guided me in a direction that I'm very glad I ended up on. So often these difficulties can be blessings in disguise. It's like the mysteriousness of the flow of things. So just taking a breath in and a breath out, noticing the sensations here and maybe thinking in your life, you can reframe that perspective. It's very similar to the yogic teaching of santosha, or acceptance and contentment. How can we accept things exactly as they are? Find that middle way, that relaxed state of being. Taking one more breath in and breath out. Take your hands to the ground, and we're going to ground our left hand, raise our right hand up, twisting, lunge. Take a moment to gaze up to the sky as you reach the hand up there. Take your hand down, coming into child's pose, just stepping back, knees wide, forehead to the earth. Take a breath. One more big breath in. And a breath out. Downward dog, lift the hips up. Maybe pulsing the heels again to the earth. And take your left foot forward. Lower the back knee, lift the hands up. Taking your lunge. So we're going to take our hands again to this upper thigh. And just take a moment to explore your range of motion, where you need a stretch here in this hip. You can just listen to your body. Noticing the breath. Noticing all those sensations. And that little teaching I just shared, it reminds me of a poem from Mary Oliver where she says, "Someone I loved once gave me a box full of darkness. It took me many years to realize that this too was a gift." And that was a bit paraphrased, but the meaning remains the same, that so often these bits of darkness that flow into our lives can be blessings in disguise sometimes. So just take a moment and just allow the shoulders to relax away from the head. So often we don't know that they are until a bit later, though. That's the issue. We have to trust. We have to trust in the flow. So let's take our hands down, ground that right hand, and lift the left hand, twisting your lunge. Take a moment to open the heart, gazing up. Let's come back to our child's pose again. Just pulling the foot back, knees wide, head to the earth. Downward facing dog, pull back. Walking the feet forward to the front of the mat and rolling up. Inhale, extended mountain, hands to heart. Let's flow that just a little bit faster. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Ground the hands, step back, high plank. Take a moment to ground in, then bend the knees, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Pulse the heels, step the right foot forward, low lunge this time. Lift the hands up, opening the arms. We're going to take our right hand to our left wrist and peel over to the right side so you feel that left side body stretching. Coming back up to center. Hands to the earth, lift your right hand up, twisted lunge. Hands to the ground, downward dog. Take a moment to pulse the heels, left foot forward. Low lunge, lift the arms up, open up. Take your left hand, right wrist, peel over to the side. Feel that side stretch. Inhale, reach the arms up. Hands to the earth, and take the left hand up to the sky. Open the heart. Come back down, downward facing dog. Gaze back to your feet. Walk the feet towards the hands. Rolling up to find extended mountain pose. Hands to the heart. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold bow. Inhale, halfway lift. Right foot steps back into your warrior one. So ground that right heel. Inhale, lift the hands up. Take a moment to arrive into your warrior one as you ground through the feet, reach the hands up to the sky. Breathing in, breathing out. Coming into warrior two, open the arms, allow the hips to open as you shift your eyes over that left middle finger. Feel the arms pulling in opposite directions. And now we're going to do some warrior two jumping jacks. So straighten the arms and the legs as you lift the hands up to the sky and then lower them down. Inhale, lift it up. And exhale, lower it down. Inhale, lift it up. And exhale, lower it down. Now flip the front palm, reverse, up and back. Take your hands to the earth. Step back, high plank. Now you can do a chaturanga if you want, or you can just bend the knees and lift back. Downward dog. So you can do your flow however you prefer today. Take a moment here to find that flow back to downward dog. Gaze back to the knees. Gazing to your hands and stepping to the front of the mat. Rolling up. Inhale, extended mountain. Hands to the heart. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step your left foot back into your warrior one. Inhale, lift the arms. Take a moment to find warrior one. Relax the shoulders. Come into warrior two. Gaze over that front middle finger. And let's do those yoga jumping jacks. Straighten and lift. Exhale and lower. Straighten and lift. Exhale and lower. straighten and lift. Exhale and lower. Now flip the front palm, reverse, up and back. And take your hands to the earth. Step back into high plank. Flow through your flow, or just bend the knees, lift back, downward dog. Take a moment to arrive. Take a breath in and a breath out. And now we're going to step our feet to the front of the mat so we can lay back into our Supta Konasana, just taking the soles of the feet together, laying back, taking your hands, one to your belly, one to your heart. Just take a moment to ground in here. And remain in your Supta Konasana with the soles of the feet together, as I will read you another quote here from the Tao Te Ching. The things of this world exist. They are. You can't refuse them. To bear and not to own. To act and not lay claim. To do the work and let it go. For just letting it go is what makes it stay. So you can now begin to extend the legs and the arms to find your Shavasana. Finding a gentle, relaxed position, extending the arms and legs into whatever shape feels the most comfortable for you. And just allowing your body to remain stable and breathe. Noticing your breath slowing down. And as you continue to settle into your Shavasana, I will read you one more little quote here. Be broken to be whole. Twist to be straight. Be empty to be full. Wear out to be renewed. Have little and gain much. Have much and get confused. So wise souls hold to the one and test all things against it. Not showing themselves, they shine forth. Not justifying themselves, they are self-evident. Not praising themselves, they are accomplished. Not competing, they have in all the world no competition. What they used to say in the old days, be broken to be whole, was that mistaken? Truly, to be whole is to return. So taking this moment to let the words wash over you, return to your body, return to your breath, return to that natural flow. I always feel so much more connected to the flow of things when I'm near the ocean, when I'm noticing the rhythm of my heartbeat or my breath. That reminder that there's a natural, organic energy. And as the Tao Te Ching shows, it's often even hard to convey it in words. But there's this felt sense that when we strip away all that wanting, all that forcing, all that contorting, we're left with a simple truth of what is, a simple truth that we can relax into what is and find peace there. So just letting everything soften into the ground. Allowing everything to be as it is right now as you allow yourself to relax. Again, coming back to that feeling of the breath, noticing the sensation of the breath, the temperature of the breath, noticing the ground beneath your body. And you can begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, reaching your hands over your head, and just giving yourself a full-bodied stretch from hands to feet. And slowly, taking your time, you can roll to one side and slowly find your way to your comfortable seated position and closing the eyes and just letting yourself land here in your seat. Letting your head stack right over your hips. And I'll end our practice today with one more quote from the Tao Te Ching. Nature doesn't make long speeches. A whirlwind doesn't last all morning. A cloudburst doesn't last all day. Who makes the wind and the rain? Heaven and earth do. If heaven and earth don't go on and on, certainly people don't need to. Give yourself to the way, and you'll be home on the way. Give yourself to power, and you'll be at home in power. Give yourself to loss, and when you're lost, you'll be at home. To give no trust is to get no trust. So just taking your hands to your heart and just coming back to that fundamental teaching and just thinking about how does it land in your life today, this morning, this evening, whenever and wherever you're practicing today. And sending you so much love, so much acceptance, so much contentment. And thank you for practicing with me. Om Shanti and peace. Thanks everyone, and I'll see you next time. Bye.